What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house again. Once again, trying to hammer out another video. And it's Saturday, late Saturday. And I was going to sneeze. And I'm giving you the preview for the Cowboys and Broncos. And a game we looking forward to tomorrow at about 12 noon. Central Standard Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. It's going down. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, become a part, participate in the Uncle Fred experience. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Promising to give you the best content: Dallas Cowboys, NFL, Alabama Crimson Tide, and all other. As I get it, I promise you to give you the best content that everyone else is giving you at a fraction of the price. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and let's get into this. So, Dallas Cowboys, our boys, my team, come into week 9 rolling, having won 6 straight games. Okay, and we roll in there. Against the Denver Broncos. And, I believe that this game is going – I just think that this game has a tendency to be a trap game. Okay. When you look at the overall stats, I'm going to read them down to you. Cowboys coming into the game averaging 454 yards, 454.9 yards a game, which is first in the NFL for yardage. And that consists of 302 yards passing, which is third, and 154 yards rushing, which is second. Okay, that means we're number 1 in total yardage. We come in averaging 32.1 points per game, which is third. Only the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams are average more points per game than we do. Okay, and so we come in with that, and we come in riding high on a 6-game winning streak. Got a game at home. We're favored by 10 points, and we got Dak Prescott back, and so we look for our offense to do what it does. And of course, on the surface, it looks like Denver is not trying to win games. They have traded away their best player, superstar linebacker Von Miller. He 4.5 sacks in 5 games. He's missed a couple games. Their best player, he's a freaking beast. But I know he's been hurt and has not been the same the last couple of years. Missed all of 2020 and came back for like 5 games this year. I think he hasn't played since the game at Cleveland. A couple of weeks ago on Thursday. He hurt his ankle in that game and really hasn't played since. So 6 games, I think he's played. He's played 6 games, and he's got 4.5 sacks. Leads them in sacks. So, but anyway, the tail of the tape, shows him 32 points a game, 451 4 yards a game. And we see Denver coming in at 19.6 points per game and 21st in yardage at 338 yards per game, and 19.5 points, 19.6, which is 26th. So the 21st in yardage and 26 in points. Okay. And a couple other things to point out of note. And, and so you kind of got a readout, a rundown of all the players, and of course that for the Cowboys, Dak Prescott only playing 6 games now, has 1,813 yards, and he has 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, passer rating is 115. It's about 73.1 completion percentage. Boys just balling out of control. Couple that against Teddy Bridgewater coming in at 1,914 yards a game. games. He played 2 more games than Dak, but he's completion percentage is 70.4. And he's got 13 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, a passer rating of 100.6. And so, our rushing leader is Ezekiel Elliott, 571 yards, and how many touchdowns? Five touchdowns. And Tony Pollard, 392, just under 400 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. They're led by Melvin Gordon, 397 yards and 3 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry. Played all 8 games. Okay, also backed up by Javonte Williams, 78 carries for 355 yards. That's a nice little 1-2 punch. Rookie from North Carolina, 4.5 yards a carry, and had 3 touchdowns. Okay, 1 touchdown. I'm sorry, 3 touchdowns. That was his big. I don't know what that means. That's a stat, but that whatever. But anyway, so if you look at the stats, and you would think that, oh yeah, Cowboys win, because I've even read some of the previews here of some of these publications. Prediction: Cowboys 34, Broncos 13. That's a 21-point victory. Now, if you look at all the tea leaves, that's what that will tell you. Okay, but let's look beneath the surface. Now, we also know that there are some injuries that are on the horizon, and for the Broncos, they're missing their left tackle, Garrett Bowles, who's out with an ankle injury. He's out, and then Caden Stearns is one of their safeties. He's questionable, and there's no other Mike Purcell is questionable, and Graham Glasgow, which is a guard on the offensive line, is questionable, and Malik Reed, outside linebacker, is questionable. For the Cowboys, our own left tackle, Tyron Smith, is out with a bone spur in his right ankle, and he's out. And also starting tight end Blake Jarwin is out with a hip. So then of course questionable is Amari Cooper with a hamstring. You saw him with that, and I found out from Amari himself that wasn't a tennis ball that he was massaging the bottom side of his hamstring with. That was a softball, but it was painted lime green to look like a tennis ball, but it was actually a softball. And he said, no, a tennis ball wouldn't be hard enough to give him that firmness to rub up against his hamstring. So sometimes you listen to people and they'll tell you the information. So I got that from the horse's mouth from Amari himself. That was a softball that he was using, but he's listed as questionable with a hamstring. And CeeDee Lamb injured his ankle in practice, but is not expected to be serious, and he's expected to be a go. And then one other full go, Dak Prescott, not listed as questionable, was limited in practice Wednesday, full practice Thursday and Friday. Dak Prescott's going to be a go. Now, will you think he might have just a little bit of rust? Considering he had 445 yards and 3 touchdowns on 31 of 50, 36 out of 51 in New England, I think he'll be just fine. Okay, so you factor all that in, you stir it up. I think this could be a trap game. Okay, and what I mean by that is, anytime I've been watching the NFL game for a long time, been watching the Cowboys for a long time, and anytime you see a game that's too good to be true, this team has all the advantages. They have an advantage at every position group. You have to factor in the Cowboys have an advantage at the quarterback position. Dak Prescott is playing the best football of his career, 2 or 3 MVP candidate. I think he's playing a little bit better than Teddy Bridgewater. Offensive line, you'd have to get the Cowboys the edge at that. With Zach Martin, even without Tyron Smith, they're going to be playing Terrence Steele at left tackle, and Lyle Collins moves back to his customary right tackle where he's supposed to be. And then, of course, you got Tyler Biadasz and Connor Williams at center and guard, so we should be okay. But you'd have to give the Cowboys the edge at offensive line and running back. I know that Melvin Gordon's a good running back, and Javonte Williams looks like a nice, promising back rookie coming out of North Carolina. But I'm gonna take Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard every day and twice on Sunday. I think the receiver group is about even because they got Cortland Sutton. It's nice, 40 catches. I'll get it to you. Cortland Sutton is let's see. Yeah, here we go. He is let's see, here we go. Here we go. Cortland Sutton is here we go. 40 catches for 579 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay. More catches than any of our receivers. I think CeeDee Lamb has 39 catches and Amari Cooper has 38 catches. Their second guy is Tim Patrick with 30 catches for 424 and 3 touchdowns. So, and then, you got those two guys, and you got Jerry Jeudy, who comes back. He missed he played the first game, missed like the next 4 or 5 games. He came back last week. He's got like 11 catches for 111 yards, but we know Jerry Jeudy's a great route runner, Roll Tide, and he should be fine. So we add them all together, and plus we're down a tight end. They're down a tight end. Noah Fant in the protocol, quarantine protocol, so he won't be playing. So we're all kind of got some of the same things. I think Eric Saubert will be starting at tight end for them, and instead of Noah Fant, and on the Cowboys, I don't know who's going to play, because I know we usually run that 12 personnel with 2 tight ends with Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin. But Blake Jarwin won't be playing, so we may go to our 11 personnel with three wide receivers, which means that Cedric Wilson will start alongside Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. So we'll see how that works. I know that 12 personnel was working great for us. On defense, now our defense, we've moved up to like 18th in total defense. And so some of our defensive stars are is the guys that and the usual suspects. We got obviously we got Micah Parsons. He had 42 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, lining up all over the field, being a menace, breaking up plays, busting up running plays before they get started, running down guys on screen passes and flanker screens and running back screens, just running stuff down, running from sideline to sideline. That's Micah Parsons. That's our guy. And then we also got of course, in the defensive backfield, we got Trayvon Diggs. He has 7 interceptions. Did you know the Denver Broncos as a team only have 6? He has 7. Okay. He has 7. And then, of course, Anthony Brown has 2, and Jordan Lewis, I think, has 1, and I also believe DeMonte Casey has 1. So that's like so let's count those up. That's 7, 9, and 3. That's 12. So we got a total of 12 interceptions. So we have twice as many as the Denver Broncos. They have only 6. And then nobody on our defensive line is playing as great as my man Randy Gregory, number 94. That's a guy that I really pull for, because I know that what he's overcome, the challenges he's had to overcome And the Cowboys have stuck with him because they know his talent, they know his motor, they know his football IQ, and they've just stuck with him. Randy Gregory has a total of 9 total tackles. He has 5 quarterback sacks, about 20 quarterback pressures, total sack losses, and total tackles for loss of 35. He has 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, all over the field. One of the quickest get to the quarterback guys in the NFL. And these 3 guys are, I believe, are Pro Bowl candidates. Okay, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and Randy Gregory. So I think those guys right there are gonna and you really need to have a playmaker at all 3 levels of your defense, and I do believe we have that. Now I have heard that Tank Lawrence was actually practicing, so he might be back next week, perhaps. If not, the week after at Kansas City. I look for him to be back one of those 2 weeks. And same thing for Michael Gallup. Practice some this week. He'll probably not play. He'll probably get some game action next week against the Atlanta Falcons. So all of our guys are starting to come together. It's be good to have Tyron Smith back, but I think Terrence Steele will do well. He played left tackle in college, so he said, and Lyle Collins plays a good right tackle, but that's his position. So I think our offensive line will be fine. So as far as Denver, they're led in tackles by Kareem Reed. Roll Tide, he's been in the league like 8-9 years. I think he was on Nick Saban's first championship team in 2009. He was on that team, so he's around coming with that class with Julio Jones and Mark Ingram. He's in that group, but he plays safety now. It was a corner. He now plays safety, but he leads them with 50 tackles. So his thing. From a linebacker position, Malik Reed, 4 sacks, minus 34 in losses. He also has 2 forced fumbles and 1 fumble recovery. Defensive end Shelby Harris has 2.5 sacks, minus 9 yards in tackles and losses, and also has 2 forced fumbles. And safety Justin Simmons has 40 total tackles and 3 interceptions and 6 pass breakups. So these are some of the guys that we're gonna have to look for on defense. Guys, when they setting up their formations, who to look out for, who they look for, run plays away from, and who and who could make impact on their defense. But I look for us to do what we need to do against them. Their corners are going to be Ronald Darby, Patrick Surtain, Roll Tide, a guy we really wanted, and we had to settle for Patrick Surtain. I think we did all right. But Patrick Surtain is playing very well and very could make the all-rookie team. Very, very good corner. And he would have been very good opposite Diggs had we got him. But we would have been lacking in the linebacker positions and that sort of thing. So, things kind of work out the way they're supposed to. Ronald Darby, Patrick Surtain, and Kyle Fuller, probably some in nickel. So that's the lineup they're going to be running out there. So I've given you the yardage totals. I've given you they've won 1 game in a row. I think they won 20 to 14 last week against the Washington football team. Like I said, we've won 6 straight. Won in that thrilling game, 20-16 over the Minnesota Vikings, with Cooper Rush as our starting quarterback, riding that 6-game winning streak. And we got that number 3 scoring offense, number 1 yardage offense, and league leading 14 takeaways. So you put all that in there. When you factor in the injuries, Tyron Smith, being out, Blake Jarwin being out, them having Garrett Bowles being out, and those sorts of things, and then you factor in Dak Prescott coming back, maybe a little bit, maybe a little rust, stir all that stuff up. Now they got it 34 to 21 point win. I don't think it'll be that big of a win, because I think Denver will get some plays on us offensively, because like I said, they've got a very good skilled team. Teddy Bridgewater is a smart, accurate quarterback. But I think in the end, we'll get pressure on them. Now, one stat I neglected to give you was the Denver Broncos quarterbacks have been sacked a total of 25 times. I think that's number 4 in the league in terms of most sacked. You know, Teddy Bridgewater's been sacked 22 times himself in 8 games, and Drew Lock has been sacked 3 times. So it's a total of 25 sacks in 8 games. That's an average of 3 a game. Over a 17, that's like 54 sacks in a 17-game season. So their offensive line has really not been protecting against the sack. So I look for our guys to dial up that pressure and come after them and get them in 3rd and 2nd and long on pass plays and stuff like that. And I hope we'll be able to get home and create some pressure, and so we don't have to cover too long on the back end. So we put all those in the vat. Incidentally, we've only been sacked 12 times in 7 games. So that's a little over 1 per game, you know. And of course, now my man Cooper Rush got sacked 3 times last week. And see, Dak has been sacked 9 times in 6 games, the 6 games he's played. And so that's less than 1, you know, per game. And so, you know, well, about 1.2 per game. But Cooper Rush was sacked 3 times. I don't think Dak's been sacked 3 times in any game he's been in. So the inexperience caused him to maybe, you know, lose his sight adjustments and you know, these sorts of things that caused him to get sacked or whatever. So when you put all that information in, I know I've given you information overload, but I try to give you all the information as I find it. You know, the players and who's the key players, some of their stats, these sorts of things, and key players and these sorts of things, and injuries and all this kind of stuff. So you put all that in the stew and you stir it up right good. I come out with this. You ready? All right. I got the Cowboys winning 27-20. Okay. I got them. I got it being close early. I think maybe even the Broncos jump on us early. Then we get a touchdown, tied up, and go ahead 14-7. Then maybe 21-7, and then you know, and then maybe kick a couple of field goals, and then they get a couple of touchdowns, you know, late, you know, to make it 27-20. You know, and a couple of field goals, another touchdown, a couple of field goals late, and but we hold on to win 27-20. Okay, and it's a game where we really could have gotten caught with our pants down, because I believe they're going to come in thinking they're going to be. They're looking at their point spread, and like I always say, them guys get paid just like we do. Okay, they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like we do. They get paid just like we do. So for us to think that, oh, they're going to just, lay down or whatever because they're 10-point underdog, no, that's on their bulletin board. They're going to come in ready to play. So I look for that, and we got some injuries and some rust and stuff. And I think we'll probably start off a little slow, but I think we'll finish strong. I got us winning 27-20. Cowboys win their 7th straight, 7-1, and we're looking for Atlanta next week. That's what I'm talking about. So I'll come back and talk to you guys after the game, hopefully with a Cowboys victory. And you know what? When the Cowboys win, everything in life seems to go just a little bit smoother, don't it? When the Cowboys win, okay? I think our defense is going to play opportunistic. I think they may get got a couple times early, but I think they'll make the plays when they got to make them. And I think they're going to get some pressure late and sack Teddy Bridgewater 3, maybe even 4 times, and keep their offense off kilter. 27-20, Cowboys win. That's all I got from the desk of Uncle Fred in this Cowboy preview. Hopefully, you know, and we just know Cowboys gonna win. We just know Cowboys gonna win. So what say, Cowboys? We them boys. Cowboys win. And I'll get with you tomorrow and tell you the details, the gory details on how we took apart them Denver Broncos. Once again, from the desk of Uncle Fred, y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you guys on tomorrow. Have a good one.